ethos behind my morning routine is that your structure should support your vision. Good morning people, welcome back to the channel. I thought today I would take you on a full breakdown of my morning routine. It's currently 20 past 5, I've got myself ready. We're obviously up at 5. I mean, how awake do I look? I feel the bags under my eyes are a bit of a giveaway, but I do feel quite good. Anyway, before we proceed, it's actually best that I start with a flashback to last night because the work doesn't start today, it actually starts the night before. Good evening. As Tomorrow Me said, the work for the morning routine actually starts the night before. So there's two things that I focus on which enable me to start the day right, and that is reducing friction and also sleep hygiene. In regards to reducing friction, the first thing that I do is I plan the day before. So now I've got my weekly planner here. So what I do from that is obviously plan my full day, and that includes my morning. So I know exactly what I need to do and when. So that would be my training, what I'm training, what I'm studying, and all that kind of jazz. And it just means that there's no friction, there's no hesitation. I know exactly what I need to be doing. And because I've done this so many times now, I'm kind of on autopilot. I know exactly what I'm doing and when, so I can just crack on with it. And the second thing that I do to reduce friction is pack my bag the night before. Got my lovely Cos bag here. I actually don't need it for tomorrow as I'm just doing shoulders and running from home. But usually I've got all my gym gear in there so I can just grab it and go. I'm in bed, so it's only right that I talk about my sleep hygiene and what I do to wind down. So I've got a very consistent sleep schedule, and that is by design. So on weekdays, not weekends, I am up at 5 o'clock in the morning and then I'm in bed for 9:30. Literally, if you have a very set sleep pattern, then your body will get used to it, and then it'll be easier to go to bed at the time you want and wake up at the time you want. So I just stick to that throughout the entire week. That equates to around 7.5 and 7 hours of sleep, which for me is enough time to feel recovered without compromising on the social time I want to have in the evenings. Obviously, 8 hours is the optimum ideal. However, I think if you're in that 7 to 8 range, you're pretty golden. And the final thing that I want to touch on real quick is just stopping eating about an hour and a half to 2 hours before bed. I've got a nice little yog bowl here. It's the evening. Obviously, I'm going to have a yog bowl, but it's about 10 to 8 now, so I've given myself a little bit of time to let it digest. Otherwise, it would just disrupt my sleep. So that's like a really small thing that I do as well. But yeah, I hope that's been valuable and given you a bit of an insight into the work that I put in the evening before to make sure that my morning starts off well. Okay, so as we've got a double session, we're obviously going to get in some pre-workout carbs. I used to do these 2 sessions fasted, however, literally I felt so tired and just exhausted throughout the morning. I was like, what am I doing? So I started carb maxing for this one as well. Obviously, carb maxing, game changer, get on amongst it. But anyway, we've got 5 rice cakes, a banana, honey, and a bit of cinnamon on for tasting. It's about 50 to 60 grams of carbs here. Just simple carbs, that's what you want. Fast acting, give you the energy you need very quickly, so that's good. Also, side note, in terms of not going on my phone in the morning, I'll be completely real with you. It's not a habit that I've made fully stick. Usually I will try and journal and read as soon as I wake up, but I'm usually moving around pretty quick. Like when I wake up, I'm literally getting ready to go gym instantly or work out, so I don't really have the time to just settle down and read and journal. And obviously, because like today, for instance, I'm recording my entire day, I can't not go on my phone as soon as I wake up. That defeats the entire point of this video. So yeah, that's not something I'm particularly good at. I'm working on it though. I don't know if anybody else wears contacts, but do you ever just have those days where it decides just not to focus no matter how many times you put it back in again? Okay, it's decided to focus, so we are off. Session 1 over, and we picked ourselves up a Red Bull from the Red Bull fridge. Probably not ideal to consume right before a run, but you know, YOLO I guess. I usually delay having caffeine for at least half an hour after I've woken up, just let my body wake itself up naturally. Usually with a Red Bull, because there's a Red Bull fridge downstairs, as I just said, and like, if it's going free, I'm not gonna not take it. I mean, it's free Red Bull. Generational. Anyway, pretty good session though, so we'll take that, and yeah. nothing vintage. I'm still weak as a newborn, but the cut is nearly over. The end is in sight. There's about 3 weeks left, and then I can finally start adding some strength back on with the calories going up, which I can't wait for. I'm so over this cut. I can't lie, having a Red Bull before run actually was just like the worst idea. We won't go into the details, but yeah. Right, let's get after it. Go down. It's okay to go. Honestly, having a podcast on when you're running, it's like time travel that you barely notice when you're running. It's so good. That is the full session over, and that's why I love Wednesdays. Get to run and go gym. I mean, what more could you ask for? Pretty easy run, to be honest. Average pace 6:07, and then heart rate was about 130, which is like completely fine. It's not an issue right now with my cardiovascular health when it comes to running. It's genuinely just the muscular fatigue that I've got from this cut, and also like yesterday was my lower session, so the timing is awful, I'll be honest. And same with like Friday, Saturday, long run straight after my big lower session, but honestly really don't mind it. I mean, felt good, had a nice little couple podcasts on politics, because I'm a bit of a politics nerd, so I had a couple politics pods on just to get the update, and then yeah, I'm gonna head back and then get ready for the day. But yeah, what a way to start the day with 2 sessions. Love it. You can probably tell I'm a little bit sweaty right now after that run, and before I shower though, don't forget to stretch. That's the most important thing. Don't care how far you run, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5k, whatever it is, you gotta stretch. I used to be so cavalier with not stretching after my runs. Just I was like, I don't really, couldn't be bothered to put in the boring work, and surprise, surprise, I got injured. So gonna quickly stretch up and then we'll get ready for the day. Finally, time for breakfast. I can't wait. I'm absolutely starving. The glasses are back on because I literally just can't see anything, but also because I'm reading The Odyssey by, well, obviously by Homer, but translated by Emily Wilson. I like to try and read when I make my breakfast if I can. Just like another way I can just squeeze in a few extra pages in the day. I am now obviously also on the Odyssey bandwagon like everybody else and their nan. I'm yet to see it though because IMAX is just constantly sold out. So, I mean, it's kind of annoying. We'll get around to it eventually, but in the meantime, I've got this. All right, here we are, my protein oats. Obviously, if you've seen the channel before, this is literally what I have every day. So I am gonna bore you with the details once more. So we've got 70 grams of oats, we've got 100 grams of Greek yogurt. We have got a new protein powder though, because my old one ran out and I got a free like banana like protein powder. So it's like, well, I'm obviously gonna use it. It's all right. Then, did I say Greek yogurt? Anyway, I've got honey and cinnamon. We've got the strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, dark chocolate, the whole shebang. Macros on the screen right there. So I'm gonna scoff this down me because I'm absolutely ravenous now, and then we'll read a little bit more, and then we'll start work at about 9. And also 5 Gs of creatine in there. We have 10 Gs total. Obviously, not gonna have it all at once. So we split it between the morning and the evening. So just in between bites, I really wanted to talk about that quick. The fact that I won't be a student in 2 months. I start work at my firm, which is incredibly exciting. In terms of what my channel and my content's all gonna look like, it's gonna fundamentally change. I mean, I won't be a student anymore, you know, but I only think it's gonna get better because obviously being a student, like my routine's been very set and structured. I've got a lot of good habits that I've built up during this period, but they're really gonna be put to the test when I start working properly because the structure of my life is gonna be a lot less malleable and it's gonna be a lot more demanding. So I'm really excited to like just see how my routine holds and put these habits really under a stress test, you know. And in terms of my overall vision for what I want to produce in terms of content, a lot of the gratification that I get from posting is not just my own personal gratification because I enjoy posting. It's also like getting messages from people saying that they've seen the content and it's inspired them to want to do something, you know, whether it be go to the gym, running, you know, wake up early, all these things. It really gives me a sense of fulfillment and purpose, and I really want to dial in on that because I love helping people. But in terms of what my vision is, I suppose it's just helping people to live, you know, a healthier and more meaningful life, but without making it a full-time job, by filtering the noise, by keeping it simple and just helping people get the fundamentals right, because I'm so passionate about the fact that people just get so complicated and confused with all the information that's out there. It's not an information problem, it's like the amount of information that's out there. We have all the tools available to us, it's just that we can't apply them because there's so much noise. So in terms of the future direction of my content, it's going to be very much dialed into that. I'll be working, man. So yeah, I'm really excited for it though. Like, I've been building up to this moment for years and years now, and the fact that it's about to start and about to happen and finally come to fruition is just like, it's a really big moment for me, and I'm really happy at the moment about all that. And yeah, obviously it's just the start of the journey, and it's one period of my life is ending, but another is just beginning. So yeah, super excited about that. It's just before 9, we're about to start work. I usually treat my uni studies as like a 9 to 5 anyway. Today will probably be like a 9 to 4. I've got workshops later on, but I'm just going to work from home until then because there's no point in going in today. I've just got to lock in on this essay, which I want to get done this week so I can start another essay tomorrow as well. Ideal world, but the grind never stops, trust me. We've got coffee number 2 already, and it's not even, well, it is 9 now. I mean, that is just some prime addiction, but we've all got our vices, and if caffeine's mine, then so be it. But yeah, big lock in now, come on. Huge lock-in completed. Basically sent my phone to the shadow realm for a few hours to really dial in. Got like basically the essay completely done, bar the bibliography, which is a pretty light task to come back to later on. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Now the plan of action is to make lunch, and I'm going to leave you here, to be honest, because this is getting into like false advertising territory, because it's no longer a morning routine. But I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to go to my workshop, come back, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about the ethos behind my morning routine. And we're back, right. So the ethos behind my morning routine is that your structure should support your vision. This is something that I heard from Luke Hopkins. Your structure should support your vision. And if you've got long-term goals, you need some sort of plan in place, some sort of structure that will enable you to achieve those goals. That's pretty uncontroversial. If you want to be a better runner, if you've got no time in the evening and that you train best in the morning, then your routine will be structured around you training in the morning. Or if you've start a business, for instance, and you've got a lot of demanding work, but that you get your best work done towards the evening time for whatever reason, you're going to structure your work around your energy levels and what works for you. So your plan works for you, and it works for you to achieve your goals. So the habits that you need to practice are built into the structure itself. And that's exactly what you've seen today. So for me, for instance, I'm really dialed in on getting into the best physical shape that I possibly can. So that involves, my nutrition and my training. I know I'm an early riser by nature, and my energy is usually higher in the morning. So my training takes priority and it goes in the morning. And I meal prep and I make sure that I eat healthily, and whole foods are the main focus of that. And again, the same applies for getting my uni work done. It's the main thing that I've got to do on each given day, and it's something that I really have to prioritize because it's really important to me. And my structure for that is that I work effectively from 9 to 5 or 9 to 4, and is a built-in time though for when I start. I always start at 9, because then that means that I'm not dilly-dallying around when I start work. I'm going to start at that set time, and I know that I work best in the morning. So again, that's also a reason why I start at 9. I also know that I get my most energy in the morning, so I'm going to do my hardest tasks in the morning as well. So there's so many things which go into supporting my long-term vision, and all these habits kind of just are embedded in the structure to enable me to achieve my long-term goals. If I didn't get up as early as I do in the morning, and then I trained in the evening, my time would be less protected, because a social commitment might come up and I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'll do that, and then I won't go training. Or same with work as well. If I didn't work defined hours, I would then be free to just do whatever and just compromise on my study commitments. So in its totality, this morning routine genuinely affects all areas of my life that go way beyond my morning. It goes into my afternoon, it goes into my evening, because I'm able to do so many things with my time. And yeah, I get asked to compromise a little bit on the bedtimes during the weekday, but again, it's subject to change. And also it means that my weekends are free because I've done a lot of the things I need to get done in the weekday. So again, this all just means that I've got a really good balance going on, and I don't have to really sacrifice anything because I can just do it all with some just pretty good and intentional planning. But it's really important to remember that you don't put the roof on the house before you built the foundations. You know, me 5 years ago, if it was looking at my life right now, he would think, who is this person? I'll be unrecognizable by how much my routine and my structure has changed. So, you know, this routine that I've got here has come from effectively years of progress and microdosing individual habits. You don't just jump into everything. A lot of these things that I've done, you know, whether it be my training, my nutrition, my commitment to my work, these are all things which I've turned into habits rather than just deciding one day that I'm now going to be doing this for the rest of my life. But I really want to stress though that this morning routine is my morning routine. It's the one that works for me. It doesn't have to work for you because we all have 24 hours in a day, but we don't all have the same lives, the same responsibilities or commitments. So, you know, you should do what works for you. But I do hope that you found value in seeing what I try to practice on a daily basis and what I do to make myself 1% better every day. But again, it comes back to the principle of there being no superior morning routine. The best routine, in fact, is the one which enables you to reach your long-term goals and makes you just feel good, you know, about waking up in the morning and getting on with your day. The one that really gets you excited to take on the day. That is why I always say, follow what you enjoy. And it really applies when it comes to crafting what you want your routine to look like. It should be a very slow and intentional process that you should build up over time, but it should be principally guided by what you want to do. You shouldn't force yourself into habits just because you've seen them online and it's supposed to be the optimal morning routine, because that'll only lead to burnout and you eventually just giving up on trying to practice these good habits. So the takeaway from this video in terms of building your morning routine, do it slowly and do it with intention. You don't have to leap in all at once, especially if in the past you've been quite inconsistent with building your habits, you know, whether it be your training, your nutrition, your work. Just do it slowly. There's no rush. Also follow what you enjoy. You know, life is not a task, and whatever you choose to do in a morning, you should be excited to do. And again, what you get excited to do, this should all point you in the direction of achieving your goals, and you know, this structure that you create should support your overall vision. And there you have it. That was the full breakdown of my morning routine. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I hope you've found some value in it. So if you could, you know, subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever, that'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one.